Okay, so I hear you guys have some big news.
We do.
Yeah.
Tell me our news.
Well, we are finally going to be able to put Husbands, the new episodes, which so far were available exclusively on CWC in the United States. We're going to be able to put those on YouTube, and so everyone internationally all over the world will get to see them. And it took a lot to make it happen, but we finally got to make it happen, and it's going to happen on Thursday, October 7th.
Oh, so it's coming up soon.
Yeah, it's like next week.
Yeah, our international fans have been clamoring for this content, and to be able to hand it over, like a quarter of our fans are international, so to be able to provide this is like, we've been looking forward to this.
And it was something that we wanted to do from the start. Like when we launched it in August, we wanted to be able to launch it internationally as well. But you know, when you're working with a corporation, there's a lot to consider and a lot of people and red tape.
Yeah, it turned out to be a hard project for anyone to take on, but they were very cool and we got it.
Oh my gosh. Well, what's it been like dealing with the CW?
It's been fantastic.
They're really cool.
Yeah.
And they were really, really helpful and instrumental in working with YouTube as far as getting the episodes on YouTube in a way that everyone still had their interests protected and all that.
Nice.
And they also did like amazing photo shoots with the guys and just like...
I've seen some of those.
Yeah. They tweet about us, they love us, they talk about us in interviews. Like, we really feel well taken care of.
That's awesome. So how has the fan base changed? Or have you noticed any changes? Or
Just more, I think.
Yeah.
You know, just
I have more Twitter followers.
Growing,
yeah.
We just did a panel here at New York Comic Con that was full of people. A lot of them were new to Husbands, like we're finding new people joining us. And it was one of the more, felt like really involved and enthusiastic panels. And then the signing we just did. Sometimes early on, we would get a lot of people in line that had their Buffy stuff with them. And you said, oh, they're here to see me this time. Today, it was like, I think it was like one person with a Buffy stuff.
and people were bringing stuff that they'd printed out on their own. You know, like we have stuff that that we'll sign for them, but then they bring like their favorite pictures and
That they've
and
retouched
shirts
themselves
and-
even more so.
well
Like,
then.
okay.
Yeah.
do either of you need retouching? Really?
Depends on the time of day.
I'm being retouched right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to talk about that after the interview and how I can do
I have real life retouches.
Ooh. So talk a little bit about season 3 and what the whole process was like.
Well, CW liked what we made previously, and they said, we want you to make more, and we said, that's awesome, because we want to make more. So then we made more. That's pretty much how it went.
Yeah, and then label season 3 is kind of confusing. The new material that's come out of the CWC comprises 2 arcs, 3 episodes each.
That's
So-
less confusing.
Is that less confusing?
It's just math. We're doing math.
Yes, it's true. It's about...
What's an arc?
It's about an
How
hour.
many animals can fit on that?
It's about an hour's worth of new stuff we put out at CWC.com. And it's 2 stories. One with Amy Acker, where the guys exchange their vows, and one with Elaine Carroll and Janina Gavankar, where the guys split up their household duties and they discover some conflicts.
They deal with real housewifery stuff.
And husbandry.
Ooh, oh.
There's husbandry and housewifery.
As husbandry afoot.
So are we thinking season 4? Say yes.
I'm thinking let's
I mean, that'd be so cool.
let's order a whole season of half-hour episodes. You know,
Yeah.
people love it, and we want to make more of it.
Done.
We've got ideas.
And we've got so many ideas.
I want to
I
see.
mean, that I feel like would be just the beginning.
Well, okay, so we've talked about this before and about whether or not you wanted to go to network with this or you wanted to stay online. And so, I mean, is that on the table now? Is that a possibility?
Well, I think anything that's on a network is also online,
Yeah.
either simultaneously or a lot of them have been doing it online first and then
Yeah.
broadcast. So it's all the same, really. As far as working with a network which may have a reputation for being a little more creatively involved and hands-on. The CW's been really cool, and we've proven that the show we want to make, is resonating with people and that it's winning over an audience. So they're cool, we're cool. I'd love to work with them.
What I find myself saying or thinking anyway is like I would love it if we had an order for a bunch more episodes, and I sort of don't care if it's online or broadcast. Is that an accurate way to say it?
Well, I think it's all the same.
Yeah,
I think anything that's online is.
Yeah.
I mean, not everything online is on broadcast, but
It's close.
anything that's on broadcast is online.
Do we want to
for
go
sure.
Netflix or do we want
And
to go?
I mean, it
Well,
won't
yeah.
be much longer before. I think that throughout, if we started a run of Husbands now, and let's say it ran for a few years, within the run, we would enter an age where broadcast and online would be, they're going to be simultaneous, the same thing.
I guess it
Totally.
just depends where it's released first.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, because when we started talking about this a few years back, it was a completely different landscape, because you didn't have like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black and all of that. So I was really curious what you guys thought about that, since everything's changed so much.
I think it's really interesting, and it's
I think we were doing it a few years ago before it became the norm.
And the Emmy rule says you're eligible to
Yep.
submit yourself an Emmy award if it goes out to any medium, and they list all of them, including broadband. Or as long as it's on a platform that can reach more than 50% of the potential viewers or something. And it's like the Emmy rules are on it.
Yeah. Well, it's good that they are, because, for a while, nothing was really things. I don't know. I mean, I think people weren't taking it seriously, and now absolutely everyone is.
Yeah, well, and people look at it like it's a different thing, and it's not. It's like your phone. I say your phone, and what do you picture? Did you picture a landline with a cord? No.
No, I did
But
not.
that's what a phone is. That is a phone.
Yeah.
We don't think of that when we say phone now. It's the same thing. It's like when you say television, well, you might still be thinking of the landline with a cord, but that's not what it is anymore, and that's not what it will be in the future.
So, as far as something like, say, having this online, then having this as a TV show, would you want to do more sort of interactive stuff? Because a lot of people are tweeting along with episodes, or they're doing extra content, or almost like, remember the old pop-up video, obviously?
Yeah.
I know you know about that.
Yeah, it was really ahead of its time.
Like Scandal does the hashtags
Yeah.
in the middle of their show, that kind of stuff. I know CW loves it when all of their actors and creators are tweeting during their show. And we just did that anyway. It wasn't like we set out to do that. That's just how live all three of us are online. So it's just something we ended up doing. I like to do.
I like the idea of an interactivity element, interactive content, I guess. I don't know. I would kind of want to come up with something inventive. You know what I mean? That could be really fun if it was done in like a really cool, sort of innovative, new way.
I think you don't want to end up with sort of a choose your own adventure thing. You don't want to have the. I think that if we write the show we want to see, it's more likely to delight the fans than if we write the show they say they want or think they want. I think that it's hard as a viewer to sometimes deny yourself in a way that you should. Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting because if you look at the top shows on television, they don't do that.
Yeah.
Big Bang Theory is not trying to engage people through an app. It's just,
Well, is that part of what makes Scandal successful, or is it just like because it's a good show? I mean, like, you don't really know.
It's
I heard it's just a great show.
been definitely attributed though that the tweeting really pushed that show.
yeah. Oh, sure. I'm not saying it doesn't help.
Right.
I think that it's interesting in The Walking Dead. They're not asking you to tweet a certain hashtag during
Unless you're watching
the
Talking
broadcast.
Yes, that's true. Talking Dead.
That I think
Unless you're doing
that is the more interesting. Like, okay, here's the narrative, here's the story, and then afterwards, here is the new component.
Yeah.
You're having that social element.
Actually, AMC does have their companion. You watch. It's on your iPad, and while you're watching like Breaking Bad, they had the Breaking Bad companion, and they actually have an interactive sort of kind of pop-up thing on your iPad.
Do you watch that on the initial broadcast, or do you watch that
On the initial broadcast.
Yeah,
But
it's a way to get people to watch live.
But I will say this though, I was like, it was just too distracting because I was just too into the action.
Yeah.
And, like I dropped it like within 5 minutes
Yeah.
of what was going on. I mean, maybe
Because
I picked it up
the
during
show is
commercial, but
engaging.
like,
And you have
Zombies.
to watch it live because until like if you don't watch it, then you're not gonna be able to sign on to Twitter. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Oh, so
True.
if a show is really that good, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
what you're
Right.
tweeting or doing or anything like that.
Just
Yeah.
make good shows. And yeah, interactive stuff would be fun.
There we go. That's,
I like that. Make good shows.
just make a damn good show. That's what the moral of the story.
Okay, anything else you guys would like to promote? I don't know, you have a small TV show coming out.
Once Upon a Time in Neverland premiered recently, and keep watching, keep making it a big hit, and keep watching Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. Somebody just said it to me as Neverland, and I thought, how silly they got that word
I was
wrong.
No,
afraid
but-
to bring it up because I was like, I'm sure I'm not right.
No, but I know because the other show, I mean, Once Upon a
Once
Time,
Upon a Time
is
set
in Neverland.
this season,
So,
it's very confusing. But you're gonna have to watch them both. That's the only way to make sure you're actually doing the right thing.
yes, exactly.
My episode's the next episode up on Once Upon a Time Classic.
Classic.
I like that we call it classic now.
Yeah, and of course, as always, the first thing on your viewing list should be husbands.
Oh, yes. Any new comic stuff coming out?
Nothing right now, but it's something we would never, we've never lived.
Yeah, I would totally be into it. It's just a matter of
I would too, so
rolling out
they
the
need to
show
happen.
and maybe making more.
Yeah, we thought of a few or a bunch more like comic book and narrative tropes we haven't explored yet. So
Stories.
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.